G'day. Welcome back. This is the first proper episode of YouTube Creator News for 2026. No more Creator Breakfast, so we're back into it. We have some news stories today, albeit there was no Creator Insider this week. They haven't come back. They're still on a break, but we're here anyway. There is news dropping, so we will talk about it today. Now, have I turned everything on? I don't know if I've turned everything on. Let's go, as they say. We're just gonna jump into it, as Philip DeFranco says. I am today testing the dual stream just for like giggles, because I know that it crops right down the middle, so I'm trying to sort of center myself a little bit more today. But we'll see how that goes. I can hear that intro music fading out, so we'll fade in everything in a second. I'm going to jump into the chat just a sec, say g'day to everybody who's rolling in, and like we always do, and then we'll get into the news a little bit after that, and see where the stream takes us. At any point during the stream, if you have a question for me, feel free to drop it in the chat. Put a Q in front of it so that I know it's a question, and we'll hit it as soon as I see it and I'm able to get to it. That's usually how it works. It can be a question about YouTube and the news that we're talking about today, just general YouTube questions, or creator questions in general as well. Any of those sorts of types of questions. It is a YouTube creator news show, but primarily we're going to touch on the news. That is the main point of the show, and then we just include the Q&A. For anybody who's new here, we just include the Q&A as an additional thing that we do here on top of the news. Okay. Live stream consultant says, where are you dual streaming to? Just YouTube vertical feed. In the vertical feed, it's swipey. And of course, right here in the horizontal. So what that will do is that will amalgamate the chat in the one location for easy moderation, all that sort of stuff. At some point, Ecamm is releasing their dual stream feature, so hopefully we'll be able to connect the vertical with the vertical and the horizontal with the horizontal, and create custom frames for everything, like you can do in OBS with some of the extra plugins. I think Meld does that as well. So we're going to get it all happening, but let's jump in and see who is here today. And it's always fitting to start with Monique. Monique is here, often jumps in early and says that she's editing or filming or doing all the creative stuff. So it's always good to hear. Good to have you here, and welcome. Let me find the button that I got to click on to bring me to the next person. Auto cue. Here we come. Shark Scrapper's in the house. Good to see you. Frankie's here as well. So happy Saturday. Live Streams Consultants is here, as we saw. No, that's Kevin Hawthorne. I'm looking one ahead on the list. Kevin Hawthorne's here from Lakeland, Florida, and Live Stream Consultants is here. Good morning. Good morning. And then we've got the one and only Eileen Smith is here saying howdy, YouTube friends. That's everybody here in the chat. Home Wrapper Repair, Larry is here. Happy Saturday, creators. Brent is here. American English with Brent is here saying let's go. And we've also got Stephanie's 7013. Welcome to the show. Good to have you here. And that is everyone up to date. Oh, no, Learn Spanish World's here as well. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Yeah, we're going to jump into news in a second. I just want to give everyone a heads up at the start of the show, just so you know. Nothing to do with this show. But, and Chantel is here with a late note. Good stuff. So yeah, what I was going to say, and good timing, Chantel knows about this already. Niman Live is not happening today. Nick is sick. So anybody who's in tuber school was in the last tuber school session, and Dee had to run it because Nick was sick. He is still sick, so there is no Saturday stream today. So good. So just keep that in your mind as to how that's going to affect your normal Saturday. Those who are here for Nick and Dee, of course, and Dee. And D. I'm not trying to forget D. So yeah, so I thought I'd put that front. I'll touch on that again later for the people who come in a little bit later when we talk about what's coming up towards the end of the show. All right. We do it just as a bit of housekeeping. We have done a little bit of a. You'll notice during the stream we've got a little bit of a refresh in some of the backgrounds and looks and stuff. Still working on that, but is prototype number 1. Prototype number 1. You probably don't see much because so far you've got you've got the new thumbnail. You saw that at the start of the show. Oh, his in-ears are tickling my ears. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. So you'll notice a few different things. I've updated. We're going to shout out the members, of course. Haven't done that on the show for a number of weeks. We'll do that and continue on. Stephanie says, hey, Doug, good, happy Saturday. Absolutely. I hope you're having a good one so far. It's sort of late Saturday for me, but I know for many who are getting up in, say, US in particular, that they're just waking up, starting their day. Have I missed anything else in the chat before? Who allowed Nick to get sick? I didn't sign off on that. Yes, absolutely. Brent says, listen to Doug in the background while I design my first course. Oh, nice. Pretty daunting. Yeah. I've dabbling with just any, just putting like a quick PDF guide together that can be like, yeah. Stephanie says, hi everyone. I'm not a creator, but I mod on YouTube for 4 channels. And that's one of the topics I like to talk about is moderation. Haven't done a video on that in such a long time. It is on my to-do list. It's Zero Dark 30 here in New Mexico. Nice and early. Beanie in-house, what program do you use to do your thumbnail AI? The image is from Nano Banana. I was creating some image assets for my weekly newsletter, so I was sort of dabbling with some looks. I thought it's a new year, first episode of creating news for the year. I'm gonna maybe upgrade the thumbnail this year. So I thought I'll bring that in. I'll extend it and make it 16 by 9. So it sort of just carries like the feel all the way across, and then frame it, sort of tweak it, frame it. So it's Nano Banana for the initial picture, and then everything else is done in Canva, like including the expanding to fit the frame, and then adding all the text and everything else and bits and pieces that I tweaked up. Canva, yeah, my primary thumbnail asset is Canva, all the way. But yeah, just to generate that image, Nano Banana. So that is me in the picture, but I didn't pose. That's not that's a virtual desk. I didn't even pose for that. I just gave them a picture of me. So here's a picture of me, and this is what I'm looking for, and it came up with that. Hey, it's only as good as the prompt, and I gave it enough to make it look decent. Yeah, it was the vibe I was going for though. Sort of make it sort of like hyper. I think it's what's called hyper realistic. So yeah, but I have done like regular images where like you like make it look like a selfie and stuff, and it looks fairly realistic. Have you seen all those ones where people are out there doing like the selfies with the famous actors or on the film sets and stuff? It's a bit of a trend on TikTok, to a few different places, where you can make it look realistic, and all they're doing is doing the shots, the still shots, and then putting into another AI to do to go from one shot to the next shot, and that's why you get some like real wacky things going on between the shots, between the selfies. But anyway, I digress. Chantel says, I should probably work on some more videos too, just trying to balance more work commitments. Yes, absolutely. There's always work work commitments. I work full time, so I have work commitments. So I totally understand that. Beanie says, some of it I don't mind, but I can tell we're still in the era of YouTube where creators are discovering, experimenting with it to the point that it's a little overdone. Yeah. I agree. Sometimes it can be definitely overdone. Amazing Yacht Destinations is here. Welcome. Stephanie says, I was one of the few mods who knew about hype and was able to inform the chat and other mods about it because of your video. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Just anytime, if anybody's sort of out of the picture on anything, and maybe if I cover it, then yeah, that's sort of the resource I want to be for that sort of thing. The video I'm working on at the moment, which I'm a little bit slow on the edit, like I filmed it a week or two back, and it's well into the edit. I tried to keep it a little bit simpler so that I could edit it and get it done, but I just haven't had time this week to edit. First week back at work in the new year. So it's in the works. It's on the preferred languages update, which is really good for those people who are having issues with auto dubbing, and if they were multilingual and getting the terrible auto dubbing voices when they could be just getting the real deal. So look forward to that. That'll break things down. Chantel says, I think you are the resource. Absolutely. And most often the resource is in the format of videos, but hey, it's also technically in the format of some of the PDF guides and stuff I'm starting to put out for, the nasty stuff that people are looking for, like, my channel's been terminated, what do I do? Or my I've lost monetization, what do I do? Things like that. I know particularly sensitive for people. You see them posting about it. Like, I go to Reddit every day. Someone's posting about their channel getting terminated or getting booted out of the YouTube partner program. So always important to sort of stay abreast of those type of topics for sure. And from time to time, we found out last year that YouTube update their policies and their procedures from time to time, and you got to keep on top of them. And so you hopefully need someone to help you sort of keep up to date. Questions coming in, so we'll hit them and then we'll hit the news. I've been playing with YouTube's Create Editor, Edit with AI. It's all my video though. When should it be me labeled as AI? Only if I use AI video segments. It's if you use some of those tools, like I know the generate where you can generate a video, it supposedly when you upload that, it's supposed to automatically add the disclaimer for you for that, because the altered content disclaimer isn't for something that you've just generally generated. That's for like deepfake stuff. You're making a deepfake. It looks like Tom Cruise. It sounds like Tom Cruise. It looks like Elon Musk. It sounds like Elon Musk, but he didn't say that. It wasn't really him. That's when you got to use altered content and disclose that as yes. But for the general thing, any of the YouTube's tools that generate things, they tend to automatically add a disclaimer, so you don't have to even think about it if you're using those tools at least. So they're the things right now that you have to disclose. Let's see. Everyone's saying hello. Beanie says, if you're just doing AI to reframe and slice a video, I don't see that as an issue. Yeah, no, that's not a problem. But if it's generating audio or visual, that's where the disclosure comes in. Yeah, particularly, the altered content means that you're taking something and altering it, which means you're taking a real thing and altering it. So if you're like, anytime you're putting words in somebody else's mouth, whether they're famous or not, then I would say, altered content disclosure, I'd say yes. All that good stuff. All right. How do I get this tree? It's going to have to jump in there. Let's, as they say, Philip DeFranco says, we're going to jump into it right now. And we'll hit the news. As questions come up, we'll hit them as well, particularly if they're on those topics. And then when we wrap the news up, we can get back any more questions, Q&A discussion that comes up. We'll hit that as well. All right. Let me, hang on. No, I usually leave those on and then take that off. Don't I? Yeah, take that off because I know I tend to. Actually, I might not need to. All right. Just as I mentioned at the top of the show, this is going to be fun for the people watching on vertical. So apologies, vertical people. YouTube doesn't give me the ability to crop it in the way that it's going to be useful. But hey, they will. They're bringing that out hopefully later this year. So there was no Creator Insider this week. They may be back this week. I don't know, but we'll see. But let's jump into some of the other things that have sort of come up on socials and articles. And Neil Mohan has been active in the last couple of days as well, posting stuff. So we're going to start with just a couple or three of some sort of glitchy bugs and issues that YouTube have talked about this week. Some of them are still being worked on. Some of them are being fixed. The first one we're going to talk about is issues with YouTube Analytics data syncing. Google and YouTube, I guess, have acknowledged a known issue causing discrepancies in YouTube Analytics data syncing, which results in gaps in reports and inaccurate metrics such as view counts. So if you've been seeing some strange stuff happening of late in terms of those, particularly view counts, then this could possibly be what's going on. This issue is currently impacting the YouTube API as well as Studio Analytics on both mobile and desktop. Though teams are actively investigating the resolution, I'm going to immediately jump to the actual article from YouTube that basically breaks it down. Here's what you're seeing. Some metrics such as views or shopping revenue, for example, may appear inaccurate. So if anything looks a bit sus, it could just be this data syncing issue, which means they've got the data, it's just not syncing to the reporting side of things. Gaps in your analytics reports ranging from a few hours to a couple of days. I know some people sort of in late December had their shorts views go to, drop to the floor. I don't know if this is part of that issue, but it could be interesting. Now, this hasn't been marked as solved yet. Our team's actively investigating this issue. We'll update this thread as soon as we have new information. As of right before the stream, there was no updates. So they're still working on this. They're still working on it. The next issue that came up, and it actually affected my stream last week. If you were here and my stream went down middle of the stream, this is because of this issue. And they've now fixed it, apparently. So there's a fix for the APAC, is Asia Pacific region, live stream disruptions. Live streams in the Asia Pacific region previously suffered from connection issues that cause sudden latency spikes, freezing, and no data errors in the control room. Google reports that a fix was implemented on January 7. That should be January 7, 2026. I don't know why it says 2025. I don't know if that's in the report or whether something else is going on there. And streams in the region should now be operating normally. So I haven't seen any issues. I've had excellent on my dashboard for the whole stream so far. So that is good. This is the announcement. You see, it was January 7, 2026 for the update when they announced it was fixed. And then they've even provided a link. We continue to monitor the situation to ensure full stability. If you're still seeing problems, please send us a report so we can investigate further. There's a link to that as well in there. For context, this is what people were reporting as issues: a sudden increase in latency, causing stream freezing, buffering, or disruptions to stream connections. That's what happened last week. That stream connection was interrupted. YouTube said stopped it, and Ekin went, "Oh, YouTube's not receiving data. The stream has ended." No data errors appearing in your YouTube live control room. We've seen that. I've seen that on and off, like little panics, probably in the last month or two of 2025 as well. So for me, as someone in the Asia Pacific region, then yes, I hope it's fixed. Everything looks good so far for this stream. Let's see what we got there. They should. This is right before we started the news. Beanie said they should have disclosures on advertisements as mandatory. I'm kind of sick of hearing AI voices in ads now. Yeah, some of the there's some different there's two things happening in ads in particular at the moment. I'm seeing that sort of thing where they're using more AI type ads. The one that I'm getting at the moment, I don't know, it's probably because of my age, but since the beginning of the year, for Tai Chi, it's a Tai Chi for men over 50, and there's different types of ads, and they're all AI generated ads, because you can tell by the inflection and how they ask the questions. The script is the same on a lot of them, and it looks real, but you can tell it's AI generated. It's like 100% AI generated, and it's like, oh dear. The other thing I'm seeing that I've seen over the last few months is new ad types. They're more like slideshow ads, particularly in the middle of watching stuff. It'll come up. I get this a lot on my iPad in particular, where I'll get ads that are like, it's like watching like you know how you get the cheap ads at the movies before they actually show the proper ads and the trailers. They have like the slideshow ads for like local businesses and stuff. And a lot like that. And yeah, it's a bit crazy in my opinion. I'll skip them as soon as I can skip them. All right. What do we got? I don't want to purchase something. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to hear about this Tai Chi anymore. You know, it's like getting buff with doing Tai Chi. Taking the dad belly off and the beer belly and getting ripped, just using Tai Chi. There you go. Sharkscrapper says, I experienced that data sync problem and was wondering what was going on. Yeah, the analytics. They've had a few issues lately, I think. Is that the one with the dog talking to the father about Tai Chi? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, that one. He's talking to like the Tai Chi instructor, and he asked, well, how old is she? She's asking about like Tai Chi for her father, and then how old is your father? And he is 56. It's like nobody says he is 56. They say he's 56. They use those, when we talk natural language, we sort of use those contractions. Are they called contractions? They're called something like that. Beanie's been getting it too. Yep. People are seeing the Tai Chi. They know what I'm talking about. Home Prepare's been recently enjoying this train vacation show. Yeah. There's some good travel content on YouTube, I must say. Yes, it's in a yeah. That's right. I've seen different versions, like with different girls and different instructors, and usually the Tai Chi guy doesn't have a shirt on. He's like ripped and doesn't have a shirt on, and he's an Asian guy. Like that, they're hitting all the triggers. Like, well, this must be legit because Tai Chi is from Asia, and this guy looks ripped. He looks like he could be like a Shaolin monk. I don't know what they're called. They're a monk from Shaolin. UK narrowboats and canals. There's always something. Yeah, I get to know the UK railways quite well from YouTube. All right, let's move on to the next. I think we've got one more bug to talk about. Global video processing delays. Creators worldwide are experiencing extended delays in video processing, with content often getting stuck or displaying processing will begin shortly messages for over 30 minutes. Google has confirmed awareness of this issue and currently investigating a fix. And it comes from this article. They say that creators everywhere, and this one hasn't been like updated as being solved, so this might still be happening out there. Prolonged processing delayed, videos getting stuck in processing for excessive amount of time. We've seen that before from time to time. So yes. If anyone's watching on the vertical feed right now, jump in the chat and say hello, or say I'm watching on vertical. I'm just interested because you're seeing like the cropped middle of the screen version of this at the moment. When we get past the slides, and we'll go back, and then you'll probably see me on there again. All right. Yeah, one thing Neil Mohan did this week, he quickly recapped the December updates. Now, I don't have them listed in this part, but I do have them on the next page. So we'll read through them quickly just to refresh our minds as to some of the things that YouTube sort of announced, rolled out, updated, launched, started an experiment for last month. Because December was fairly packed, particularly early in the month. And here's what he said that they launched. Obviously, at the beginning of the month, they had the YouTube recap that launched and the YouTube music recap. They rolled out the Playables Builder beta to develop games to play on YouTube. Some people can play some of those creator-made games at the moment. You have to sort of get in a wait list to get into the beta if you want to create games. So Playables are the games that you can find on YouTube on like a little shelf. It says Playables. Some of them desktop, some of them are on mobile. You can play them all over the place. Not really interested in playing games on YouTube because that's not what YouTube is for me. Of course, they launched the YouTube Create app, and I did a walkthrough tutorial on my mobile channel right at the end of the year there. It's now in 20 countries on both iOS and Android. You can now do image posts. Remember a couple of months ago, they upped the quantity to 10, but they now possibly can appear when you've got like a carousel of photos. They will actually start appearing in the Shorts feed in between videos. So people can swipe along and they might come across your carousel. They've got a similar sort of feature in TikTok, so I think it's just like a copycat thing. They are slowly rolling out Nano Banana in YouTube posts so that you can create your own image. And I think I thought initially it was just in the US, but I was able to create an image for a post the other day right in posts where I was in a bit of a hurry. I thought, I really need an image on this, and I really don't have time, or I'm in the right place to jump into Canva and put something together. So I give it a test. 30-second voice replies. So that's pretty good. I might do a tutorial on that at some point. Shorts and live streams in landscape mode. I think that might be to do with TV and shorts appearing on TV, and then obviously live streams. We've got the vertical live streams. I think that could be to do with the dual live streaming thing. I'm really not sure what he means by that one, but I think it's like a combination of announcements there. A custom version of VO3 Fast Model in YouTube Create. I know Home Rapper Repair Larry was talking about testing some of that earlier in the chat. In the YouTube Create app, there is a version of that in the Shorts tools in some places as well, depending on where you are. Expressive captions helps you better understand tone, volume, and context in videos. So that's where you get like the closed captions that come up on the screen if you use those, where it's going to add the additional things where it talks about some of the things that people might be hearing this other than the script itself, like music playing in the background or something like that. And they also did some updates in the inspiration tab for video ideas and ideas for video series, which I think is interesting. And I know I watched a video today from Colin and Samir that was on the YouTube one of the YouTube channels, but it was like with Colin and Samir, and one of their predictions for 2026 is a lot more creators doing series. And we're not talking like Siri on iPhone, we're talking series, like TV series, video series, documentary series, all that sort of thing. So that's a little bit of a recap on December from the YouTube boss himself. All right, we're going to get to the main topic, the main announcement for this week from YouTube. And what I need to do is I've got to open a tab because I'm going to break it down a little bit more than what we've got here on the screen. But before I do, I'm just going to jump in to the chat real quick. Also, a tragic fan of Matt's off-road recovery. It's been getting more truck builds and recovery channels. Yeah, you start watching that stuff and you get more of it sort of suggested to you. I also found love for the beautiful vistas of the mountains in Utah. Yeah, Utah is a wildly beautiful place, just from the pictures I've seen. But he says there's not enough RAM available for Google to purchase for servers. Yeah, there's a RAM sort of storage shortage, because a lot of that is NVIDIA and other chip manufacturers are sending they're making chips for AI and AI systems and bigger computes, and so there's less chips for the sort of more general market overall. If anybody can get stuff at bulk and a more reasonable price and can source it, it's going to be Google, it's going to be Apple, those sorts of we should totes have watch parties. Okay, I'm not sure what totes is. Paul Collins Samir, they grew their team too quickly. Oh, okay, I'm not up to speed with what Collins Samir. I know that I've sort of fallen a little bit on the back burner on Collins Samir stuff since a year ago when the houses burned down in the bushfires, which was like this time last year. I've watched bits and pieces when they've been on some other content, but I haven't watched as much of their deep dive stuff that they've been doing of late on their creator support channel. I just haven't had time to sit down and watch it. Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta placed open-ended orders with memory supplies indicating they would accept as much supply as available regardless of cost. Yeah, I'm sure they would. Found your vertical stream on the mobile and it's showing the enter starting at where your words start. Yeah, I can see in the window. Hang on, let me show this. Yeah, this sort of looks like I'll show you what I can see in my dashboard. Screen share. Yeah, so the one over here, actually it's going to be on slide delay, but this one here, you got the horizontal. Hang on, let me move my mouse there. That's the horizontal, and then the vertical is just cropped because you don't have any sort of cropping options, and I'm expecting that to happen in a very shortly. I need to go back to the other one. There we go. Michael Saholsky's here at Headroom 23. Good to see you. I clicked on that. Why didn't that come up? There it is. Welcome. That could be. And there was that announcement we talked about last week as well that was to do with limiting concurrent live streams. That could be a processing issue as well, particularly for live streams going out, and because it has to process those in real time. That is more processor intensive than uploads, because uploads they can sort of process at their own speed. But live streams, they have to process in real time, basically. So yeah, definitely. All right, let's talk about search filters and YouTube sort of changing up some of the options for search to hopefully make it better. YouTube is overhauling its search filters to improve content discovery, which includes renaming the sort by menu to prioritize and the view count option to popularity. So some of these are just renames, so some functionality is still there. Most of the functionality is still there. Update also introduces a dedicated filter for shorts, so you can separate them from long form videos. So if you just want to search long form, you don't want shorts, then you can divest yourself of shorts in terms of search at least. But they are removing the upload date last hour and sort by rating options. Now, I thought sort by rating was very, very odd because they haven't had a rating system on YouTube in many, many, many years. Remember they had a 5-star rating system on YouTube where people could say, give it 2 stars, give a video 5 stars, give a video 1 star, give it no stars. So I don't know why you'd want to sort by rating when YouTube hasn't had ratings on his videos for at least as long as I've been a creator, though I don't recall them having star ratings. But they had them way back in the day. Okay, so now I've got to jump to the article. We're going to look at the article because it's too much to go through on the screen. So let me just zoom in a bit. You know what? I can zoom in, but a keyboard shortcut. Oh, let's go there. Okay. So this is the article. Changes to YouTube search filters improve content discovery. I'm just going to jump back. I'm just going to jump forward to here. Here. I should look at the screen that I'm actually the real thing's on and not the copy. Our goal is to equip you with more effective advanced search tools, ensuring that you can consistently and efficiently locate the content you love. Here's a breakdown of what's changing. First of all, we have new filters and renaming. Let's move that up a bit. Let's talk about this paragraph here. We've made some key additions and renames. So we're adding stuff and renaming stuff. So first thing is dedicated content types. We've added a new shorts filter to the type menu. This gives viewers more control over whether they see shorts or VODs in their search results. So you can find exactly what you're looking for regardless of format. Remember, once a live stream, let's take that off my face. Once a live stream is over, it becomes a VOD. So live streams are included in long form or VODs. But you can not search. You can just search the VODs, or you can just search shorts if you want to. If you want everything, then you can sort by everything. Prioritize menu. The sort by menu has been renamed Prioritize. This refined sorting menu aims to maximize utility, whatever that means. Utility means it should be more useful. They have the popularity filter. The view count sort option has been renamed to popularity. So people say, oh no, I can't sort by view count anymore. You can, it's just, they've just renamed it to popularity. Because if a video has more views, it's more popular. That's the general consensus. This filter allows you to easily locate popular videos related to your search queries. Our systems assess a video's view count and other relevant signals. So they're not only going to do it based on view counts, but they're also going to base it on relevancy signals, including watch time. So this video is accruing a lot of watch time, which means it's probably more valuable than the videos that are getting a lot of views, but people are clicking away quickly. And so there's a very little watch time, which means it could be a scammy or a clickbaity video. So they're doing that to determine its popularity. So that's why they're not calling it sort by view count, because it won't be strictly just by view count. Okay, then they're simplifying filter options. We are simplifying and reorganizing the filter menu to make it more intuitive and improve the overall search experience. This includes removing some options that were not working as expected and had contributed to user complaints. That's interesting. The two filters we're removing are upload date last hour and sort by rating. Yeah, I don't know how you want to look for videos that came out in the last hour. Maybe the last day sort of makes sense, but not last hour. Sort by rating. However, you can still find the most recent search results in one of our upload date filters. So there's still other upload date filters. And explore popular, highly viewed videos using the new popularity filter that we talked about just before. So that's the basic changes in terms of the search filter updates. Now, right now, let me go to my channel. No. Let's go to YouTube. Let me just open that up. Right now, when I check this, let's do a test search. I don't think I've got the update yet, so maybe this is still rolling out to people. So let's do a search for trains in Utah. Seeing we talked about Utah, I should spell Utah. Trains in Utah. So we first have to initially get into this section. So it's giving us trains by Utah. That's pretty good already. But the filters are here, right over sort of just underneath where my face is. So I'm going to click on that and open it. So then we got this here. Upload date. So this is the old one. Upload date last hour, and then today, this week, this month. So they're removing that one. So this type section, channel, playlist, film, they're adding shorts. This view count one, they're changing to popularity. And this one, they're changing to rating. Now, I think I've got a picture of what the newer one looks like on here. Let me just roll that up. This is a new one. It's just in light mode instead of dark mode like me. So yeah, we see they moved the type over to this side, moved the upload date. They've swapped the upload date and that. You can actually search by duration as well. I think that was on the old one. Yeah, duration was on there before. So it says under 4 minutes, and now it's under 3 minutes. But we've got video, shorts, channels, playlists, and movies. So you can search all that sort of stuff. Over here, we've got relevance and popularity. That popularity is the old views, but with watch time included. So it knows it's valuable. It's not only popular, but it's valuable popular. It's like it's more satisfying than just a lot of views, because a lot of people can get tricked to click, and they might have a lot of views. But hey, so yeah, slight changes there, and I think maybe the quality of life. I don't know if I'm going to reserve judgment on how good that is. I don't do a lot of YouTube search, but occasionally I do. So once that rolls out, I have it on my channel, and I'll do a little bit more testing. What I'm going to do is quickly jump back to, let's jump back to that one for a minute. That'll help y'all who are watching on. Just going to close some tabs here. That'll help people who are watching on the vertical. Let's jump into the chat real quick, and then I've got one or two more slides. Sort by rating, yeah. So I don't know if you would have got. Actually, I should try it because I still got rating. Like, what would that give me if I search by rating? Am I going to get, like, how do I see the rating? 3 months. They're not old videos. I'm thinking maybe it's just going to show me old videos from back from when there was ratings. But yeah, it's a mystery to me. It's a mystery to me. Okay, let's jump back in. Linus looks concerned. Linus looks concerned, does he? Oh, with the shortage and the prices going up on that tech. Sparky 107 is in the house. Sure, Doug teased me with the trains. Well, one way to get me in the chat. Absolutely. There we go. Good old trains. I watch like train videos from the UK, like as in they're like talking about the history of the railways, or they're just talking about like the modern stuff, or a mix of both. People who like show you down lines and stations and different things like that. So yeah, I get into that. I did meet Mark Rober one year. He was keynote. Oh, keynote. You talk about Linus at Vid Summit. He was a keynote. If you want to see that, you can go get the Vid Summit replays, and he's going to be on that. What did I just click on? Keynotes. Keynotes are not walking around as freely as other speakers. Yeah, sometimes even it's got to the point where they used to be able to hang, but it's harder for them to hang now. But I'm sure Daryl still wants them to hang if they can. And welcome to Surviving This World. Welcome to the stream. Hi, I lost access to advanced features on my channel. Yeah, that's a tough one. Don't have any community guidelines or copyright strikes, and I'm active. Do you know why this happens or how to get it back? Yes, I do. I have a couple of videos on that in my channel, so I'm just going to go see if I can find them, so I can just let you know where they are, what the thumbnail looks like. Actually, I should just do a search on my channel and go advanced features. It was like a year or two back, because And on one of them, I actually went through and broke down all the things. There's like a whole help page. And let me share my screen. That's the way to do it. So you can see here, I just did a search, YouTube's advanced features update, how to avoid losing access. And so sort of also touches on the fact that you might have already, when you're looking for the video, you might have already lose access. That's the reason why you're looking for the video. That would be the one I would recommend. I think what I did in that one, if I recall, is I did dive in and go through what the documentation says. Let me see if I can find that really quick. Actually, let me get off there while I'm searching. YouTube. And I'll drop the link in the chat because I think what's good is to get some context in writing as well, which is where they talk about advanced features, and there's like a whole section on losing advanced features, what you can do to get it back. Just got to type in, learn about feature access for YouTube creators. I can probably get to it from there. Once I found it, I'll bring it up. Also, that's the overview of all the features. So get access to, is this the one? Yeah, here we go. Let me grab the URL for that and then we'll quickly talk about it. Let's drop that in the chat. Yeah, okay. Chantel's dropped the link to the video. Excellent. I'm going to drop. This is the link to the Google article. It's quite long, so you'll have to scroll down. You'll see when I pull up on the screen. I'll drop that in real quick, and then we'll go. But I'll go through it real quick just to sort of give you like the Clef Notes, and then you'll have access to this as well. Screen share is what I'm looking for. There we go. So partway down the page, you can see I've scrolled over halfway down the page where it talks about like how you go and do like the ID verification option. But I usually recommend the partners, creators to just, if possible, just re-earn that channel history. And we'll talk about what that is in a second. But it's like understanding delayed or restricted feature access. So sometimes it's delayed because you're waiting for it for the first time, but once you got it, it can also be revoked. Now, when YouTube revoke it, they tell you they've revoked it, but they don't really give you any explicit reason. And these are some of the reasons. It says, find examples below of actions that can lead to delays or more restricted level of feature access on the channel, which means they bump you from advanced back to intermediate. Keep in mind, this isn't a complete list. And you don't necessarily have to get a community guidelines struck, but that can do it. You could just be brushing up against like a guidelines violation, but not enough to give you a strike, and they might ping you, is what I've sort of just noticed. Posting the same content repeatedly across one or more channels, or repeatedly uploading content you don't own and isn't EDSA. EDSA is a particular type of educational content. So these are stuff that can get you, that can cause you to lose it. So sort of stuff then to avoid in the future. Repeatedly posting abusive, hateful, dangerous, sexual, violent, and or harassing videos or comments. And, most people don't do most of this stuff, but some of this stuff could be a little subtle as well. Like spamming, scamming, use of misleading metadata. A lot of people can misuse metadata and not know it. I could probably do a whole video on that at some point. Inaccurate reporting or other deceptive practices. A lot of people are getting their channel terminated for this broad category at the moment if they're doing like egregious spamming. Because spamming covers a whole lot of different things. Spamming could be, it's not just you spamming someone's comments. It could be video spam, which means repeatedly posting the same videos. Like you could be on shorts, uploading video, taking down, uploading the same video, taking down, uploading the same video, taking it down. That could be considered spam. So there's various types of spam. Cyberbullying, impersonating others, that's where you say that you're, I am Mr. Beast. Instead of saying, well, I'm a fan channel, you sort of are leading people to believe that you are the real deal. I came across a particular channel this week that was pretending to be another well-known person, in the sense that their channel was just content, re-edited and uploaded content of this person, and some of the other stuff that they've done in the past, and it was like, that's where impersonation comes in. Like, if you're doing stuff about somebody and using a lot of their content, so if people can get in any way confused, and I know that a person got confused because they saw a video on this channel and thought it was from the person, and they were not happy and thought that this was like a related channel or belonged to this other person, and it turns out that it didn't. And then in the end, they were happy with the real person and unhappy with the fake channel. And so that sort of stuff gets reported, and so that's sometimes when it gets on YouTube's radar. Violating our child safety policy. Obviously, when you got the article, you can click in and read more about what some of these policies are. Maintaining channels that are related to another policy violating channel. For example, a repeat spammer or scammer who owns multiple channels. Often those though will get, if they have a channel that gets taken down. Yeah, CG's community guidelines. Oh, CG community guidelines. I was looking in chat. Community guidelines, and I guess CG. It would be actually copyright content. Yeah, so CC or CG. Getting copyright strikes. Okay, this is what they say about like when it's restricted. In other words, they take it off you. They say if access to any advanced features is restricted, you'll get an email. They give you an email, but it's not a helpful email. Creators can restore access by improving their channel history or by verifying identity using a valid ID or video. Keep in mind that the ID and video verification isn't available to all creators. Ideally, you want to do channel history. That's what happens when you first create a channel and you wait a few months and then they give you your advanced features because, you've seemed to behave yourself on YouTube so far. So, yes. I'm just going to click on channel history there for a second. I want to show you what YouTube says that channel history is. Active channels that have consistently followed YouTube's community guidelines can usually rebuild sufficient channel history within 2 months. So if you actively avoid all the stuff that we already talked about, and once you learn some of the nuance in that list, and obviously there's more than that, just that list, they don't restrict it to just that thing. They're just some examples. If you can keep clean from those for around 2 months, then it'll get reinstated. You'll earn that channel history back, and they'll turn advanced features on. Now, channel history. Build and maintain your channel history. Your channel history is a record. This is good. This didn't used to be here, but this is good information. It's a record of your channel activity, like video uploads, live streams, audience engagement. In other words, that you're uploading live streams and that you're doing all these compliantly, of course. Audio engagement, interacting with comments or leaving comments on other channels. Personal data related to your Google account, when and how your account was created. So that's particularly for when you're like a new channel. How often your account is used. Your method of connecting to Google services. So when they talk about that whole personal data list there, those things, it's like, have you created a brand new Google account? So we're going to maybe, let you wait out more of that, that period to accrue the channel history, just to make sure, because we don't know who you are. It's a brand new channel. Now, if I have like an old existing Google account that I've kept in compliance for 10 plus years, and I just create a new channel on that, then I might get advanced features a little bit sooner because I have a track record already on my other channels where I don't violate things or, break the rules. I've never had any issues, so that could happen as well. So yeah, let me jump back to the chat real quick. built advanced features for 3 months. Is that 3 months since they took it off you? Or it took 3 months when you first started the channel? Also, don't post copyright content. Yeah, that's good, because that's probably nothing to do with copyright then in that case. It's not saying you've done all these things. It could be just one little tiny thing that's sort of hidden in there. You have to like dive into when we go back to like, you know, child safety, they got spamming, copyright strikes. You can dive in and see what some of these things are. Some of these things they don't link to, but you can use the Google help to actually find the articles on those things. What am I saying? So those shorts on your channel, did you record them yourself? Shorts? Are we talking about shorts in particular? Looks like you'll be uploading other people's content. Not this channel in Crash, it's a different channel. Okay, cool. I'm just looking. My main channel is about 30k subs. Oh wow, that far in 30k subs. So it's not like, you know, I've earned channel history. I've had it for a while, for a little bit, and then yeah. The biggest issue I have with the loss of advanced features for any channel, and I've said this before when this has come up on streams, and I've said this in other videos, is this is the one thing that YouTube is the worst at communicating about. Well, they're getting better at communicating about different things. They're getting better with communicating more information about copyright strikes and copyright claims. When you get terminated, they give you at least the broad strokes of the reason for the termination. You still have to figure stuff out from there. But this, they don't even give you the broad thing. They don't say, oh yeah, it's community guidelines related, or it's to do with, you know, misleading metadata, or it's to do with cyberbullying, or it's to do with impersonation. So they don't even tell you that. So, you know, that's the annoying part. It leaves us as a big mystery. And the only yeah, they're not responding to my question. If you ask them right out, what did I do to do it? They're not going to tell you. I've never heard of anybody being told why they were removed advanced features from someone's channel. It's just that they're gone, and you need to earn channel history or provide your ID to get it back. So the things that I would look at, like, yeah, without seeing the channel and maybe getting an idea, there's sometimes you'll be able to pick stuff up visually by looking at some videos, maybe looking at, like, you know, descriptions for any breaches of misusing metadata or something like that, or looking. So some things you could look at, maybe look through some comment sections, maybe you'll pick up something that maybe this has triggered it. I'm not sure. Having a look at a channel may give you a clue. Sometimes you might see some stuff in the back end, of course. If it's your own channel, you can look in the back end, so that's simple. You'll clearly know if you've done anything that sort of gets an alert where you get like a community guideline strike or a copyright strike or anything like that. But they don't alert you to everything in terms of that as well. So it's like you have to become like Inspector Clouseau, or Sherlock Holmes is probably a better one than Inspector Clouseau. It's to become Sherlock Holmes to like nut through your channel to see what could have triggered this. All I've got as like sort of a framework is this article that they're giving me, and they say that it's not the complete list, but at least it's sort of like a bunch of things that I can check. It's one of those. Because you can't post links in the chat anyway. But yeah, I don't mind you sharing that. At some point, I can maybe look to see if anything jumps out at me on your channel. Definitely, I'm willing to look for that sort of stuff that I can see from the public side of things, because you know, we might pick something up. I just realized the whole show I haven't had my background music on. Yeah, as Chandel says, it's very hard to say without checking the channel, but that's sort of the broad strokes, and so we've provided the documentation for that, so we can maybe nut into that. Oh, Philip Murphy's in the house. Welcome to the stream. I never really checked my advanced features for a while because I never use many links, as we all know, all social sites. Yeah, because when you lose advanced features, you like linking is you lose linking access, pinning. I think pinning comments you can't do either. Different things, so you can't drop links. You know, where you can normally drop a link in a pinned comment or in a description or whatever. It sort of takes some of that stuff away from you. There's a whole bunch of other things that it takes away from you. So yeah, advanced features is the thing that frustrates me the most about YouTube's communication. Number one. Now, where did we get up to? I need to jump back. There was one other sort of search update that I didn't hear about, except from Neil Mohan himself. And I don't know why I framed this to the middle, but that will be helpful to people watching the vertical because that's probably closer to the middle. Here he's talking about the search filters at the bottom, but he also said that they've added a new option for you to enable your device location to be used. So this is on mobile, so that you can see nearby search results and recommendations. And this is the example they gave, and this is interesting. So, you know, for those who use apps to maybe look for restaurants, this is a screenshot from that tweet. So in the first frame, they're searching restaurants, and then you can see that there's a location. It says update location, and they've got like Portland, Oregon. So it's going to show you videos that were recorded near you, maybe from restaurants or other places that you can actually find, because the person has tagged the restaurant in their video. And you can see they're giving a lot of shorts, but they'll probably show you regular videos as well. And so you can allow that to look at your current location and then give you videos that are based around your locality. So if you're looking for a good, like somebody to recommend a restaurant to you, you can say, well, yeah, here, I'm here in Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Victoria, or any other Portland, because there's a lot of Portlands around. And you can use this, and it's actually going to show you videos of creators who have gone to that restaurant, maybe done a review or eaten the food, and you can find out some real feedback and get like a better vibe through a video about what that restaurant's like, whether it's recommended by the creator or not, so forth. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's like a variation on that. And that was quickly the last search item. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to get out here today because we don't have any Nimmin live. So if you have a question for me, put it in the chat, drop a Q in front of it. We'll continue on. Let's do a couple of quick announcements, and then we'll jump back into the Q&A, answering questions and stuff. The first thing I want to do is let's look at what is coming up. That one. What's coming up later today? As mentioned earlier, Nimmin Live, no show today. But about 1 p.m. Eastern today, on the Opus Clip channel, Roberto Blake and Andrew Ken are back doing their weekly Opus Clip show. I can't remember what the topic is today. So, no Nimmin Live. I'm just jumping around real quick on my screen here just to double check what the topic is for that Opus Clip show. If YouTube will allow me to have my upcoming live streams go to the top. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. Staying consistent on YouTube with AI and actually grow. Grow consistently on YouTube is what they're talking about. Chantel, are you fun to going live this week? I know you were live on your other channel this week. Let me know. And of course, yeah, as Chantel mentions, Nick is sick, which is why there's no show today. No Nimmin Live. Yeah, he was he got ill a day or two back. I know he had to like hand the reins over for a tuber school session to D to run the other day, And so he was just sick. He was sick then, and so he hasn't recovered yet. And there's confirmation. Chantel will be live this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And that's, I believe it's 10 a.m. Brisbane time, or 11 a.m. Sydney time if you're in Australia. Of course, I'll be back at the same time next week, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, on this channel. All right. We've done the public service announcement number 1. SMA Sky is here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So just back to surviving this world. So what's the solution? The first thing I would do is, get that second set of eyes maybe on your channel to see if there's anything that stands out that could be the trigger. And then that may sort of give some ideas of what to avoid, or maybe some quick things to fix. If they're like a permanent thing on there that needs to be fixed or removed, that could help. And then once that's done, then I'll show you making sure you don't do that thing again. If we can figure it out, if we narrow it down to some hypotheses, I can't say that word, about what could be going on. You know, it could be this or it could be this. We're not 100% sure because YouTube aren't going to tell us what it is. So let's run with this hypothesis or multiple of them, and see if we can trigger that to get fixed, and then stay compliant and have the channel history accrued and returned to us. So then advanced features gets turned back on. The shortcut is uploading valid ID, and I know a lot of people, I personally don't recommend it, and a lot of people are opposed to doing that. So that's why the hard route is often the better route, but you can do that. That is another option, and then they will turn your advanced features back on just from uploading the ID or doing the video ID, where it takes your picture on your phone and does the thing. I haven't even walked through that to know what that's all about, but yes. So they're the things. So, but yeah, if you happen to send me, we've got an interloper here. It's Rob from vidIQ. The mystery GIF has revealed itself for today's show. Yes, the hydration reminders are good too. Doug already mentioned that earlier. If you would have woken up sooner. Yes, no Nemon Live today, because you can't have Nemon Live without Nick Nemon. You can have it without D Nemon, but you can't have it without Nick Nemon because it's on Nick's channel. I'm glad to see Patrick Stewart's still alive, well in the memes. He's still alive and well. He's going to be in Avengers Doomsday as Professor X. So hey, he's still kicking around. We know we got him as Professor X in the last Doctor Strange movie too. They keep killing him off, and he keeps coming back. Unless you somehow get unwell, you'll be here next week. Absolutely. So yeah, for surviving this world, if you send me the link, I'll take some time to have a look at the channel, see if anything jumps out at me, and give you some suggestions. As maybe it's this or maybe it's that, and obviously they're just sort of let's call them educated guesses, because we got a slight framework to go on and to look at that. So, but yeah, shoot me an email. I have my email address. I have a website which is DougHewsonYT.com. It's at I forgot my own email address. Actually, you just use the email address in the about section on my channel. That works. I think it's business at DougHewsonYT.com. That one work. That will get to me. So yeah, if you've got a question for me, drop it in the chat, put a Q in front of it. if there's anything you want me to go over, I have time to go over stuff today just because there's no Nemen Live, so I don't have to have a hard out. But I won't linger too long. But if there is something somebody wants me to go through, like I haven't even pulled up my phone today. But you know what? While we're waiting for people to drop questions and maybe ask a question, I think it's high time we did something we haven't done for a while. Let's give the members a shout out. This is a shout out to the Houstonati and Houstonati Max members. Houstonati Max members, Home Rapid Repair, Eileen Smith, currently. I updated these right before the stream. And of course, the list of Houstonati, which are both paid and gifted memberships that have come in. Your name is there on the list. Big shout out to you all. And thank you for being channel members on the Doug Hewson YT channel. Yep, that one will work. I've got multiple emails now, and I always have to. What emails have I set up? I know the main one is the business one. You can use that one because that's the one that's on my YouTube channel. I don't know if I've got a direct contact on my. I know I've got one for newsletter for my e-newsletter that I'm setting up that is going out. Now, speaking of my e-newsletter, I talked about it last week and announced it the first time. So let's bring up those details if I can find my button on the stream deck. I'm starting, and what I'm aiming to do is to start the first week that Creator Insider's back. So it could be as soon as next week. Sign up for my weekly YouTube Creator News email. So this will be like the email version of this show. We'll talk about a few more things in there. We'll link up all the articles if you're going to go read them. Try and focus on the ones that are more interesting to you. And along the way, I might provide some bits and pieces along the way about what I'm doing and maybe some tools and suggestions for YouTube creators that might be helpful, like what am I using to run my mail list, that sort of thing. So if you want to sign up, you can scan the QR code here on the screen or go to the link, which is also in the description. It's on the screen there as well. To sign up if you want to receive that in an email on a weekly basis. Obviously, if there's something on, if it's a quiet week, then we might skip a week. So it'd be at most once a week, and you'll be getting the YouTube Creator, the latest recap of the news for the past week. That is what that's all about. Just in case you don't know, people are dropping the. People are dropping the members emojis now. That's always good. Yeah, before I bring them up, because I've got to bring up, I'll just get covered by the thing. Oh, the old Home Alone facepalm. Kevin McAllister. I forgot what that says. What does that say again? Is that I love streaming? I can't remember what it says. Is that the one I got a mug on? Oh, yeah, it says I love streaming. I've got the mug. It's over on my desk over there. I love streaming. I forgot my own merch. Oh, dear. Oh, that's funny. Chantel says everyone should have a public-facing email address on their channel, not the email they set the channel up with. So it's not the email that's like your Google email that your channels is connected to. It's like a contact, an email that you can use for people to contact you. It should be used for nothing else. Absolutely. So this is like on mine. It's because I got a website. I use my website to create the email address. So it's business@DougHewsonYT.com. And so if I get brands and stuff reach out using that email address. That's the main reason for it. It's a business inquiry email. But I'm happy for anybody else who finds it via that to email me if it's something that's related to that. Obviously, there's creators out there who make that available. At some point they may, have to sort of restrict that. Obviously, that is there. Really, YouTube provides that option for brands to get in contact with you, but you can use that for other things. I know some bigger creators will have separate emails for somebody to reach out. Like I know Nick Nimmin has one. Just if people reach out, it's a very specific email address. It's not the same email address he uses for other things. It might not be the same email address he uses for brands, for example. So I have multiple email addresses now set up for different things. I got one set up for, because when you send out emails for an e-newsletter, then you need to have like a email address that appears. This is where the email is being sent from. So I have to set one up saying newsletter at DougHewsonYT.com. So it's really clear that it's my newsletter email. I also have one. I think I set one up for my PDF guides, which I have over on my Buy Me a Coffee. So I have that as well. So, you can use emails for different reasons, different things. I think I had one set up for my merch at one point. I'm not sure if I still use that. So that like if I'm on Spreadshop and they hit the contact details on Spreadshop, it goes to, shop at DougHewsonYT.com and whatever. But they all come back to me. That's the bottom line. They'll come back to me, but they're for different reasons, different purposes. So that's sort of the idea about having emails. Great advice. Even my own mum doesn't know my super secret YouTube email address. Yes. Don't put it out there. Oh, Chantel's dropped my Buy Me a Coffee. Now, my Buy Me a Coffee is there. You can buy me a coffee. That's what it says. But also out there, I've been dropping, in the end of last year, I was actually starting to drop the weekly news posts, which is really going to be replaced by the newsletter. It's going to be a place where I'm going to post that now. I'm also posting them in my post section on my website. I'm probably going to just allow that to point to the newsletter, so I'm not like being redundant in that regard. But I am posting individual news updates during the week to socials, to like community posts, or to my X account, or to Threads or Facebook and Reddit, different places, just to be like a resource to creators in different places. So that is that. But yeah, so over on the Buy Me a Coffee, I have now also set up like an alternate option to channel memberships, because not everybody wants to do their memberships through YouTube, for Google, and plus YouTube takes that 30% cut. So I only get 70%. If you do it through Buy Me a Coffee, I get a lot more of the cut. I only lose the processing fees that Buy Me a Coffee and Stripe, who does the back end, take for doing those transactions. So you can sign up as a member over on Buy Me a Coffee as well. There's roughly the same price points. There's the same 2 tiers that we have here on the channel memberships. And I've linked up that, you also get access to what's it called? Discord. So there's a Discord for members. So you can be a YouTube member or a Buy Me a Coffee member to join the Discord. Works out there as well. So there's a place where if you want to interact with me directly and other people in the I was going to say the Niminati, but it's the Hewsonati. You can do that. And here's an example of buying me a coffee. Larry has just dropped 3 coffees. Doug is the best, most trusted source for YouTube help. And has dropped the 15, or in other words, 3 coffees, because coffees are about $5 a pop these days, give or take. Has dropped the 3 coffees, or 3 cuppers. I do drink a lot more tea, but I do have my fair share of coffee as well. So, it'll go towards one or the other, tea or coffee. Oh, I'm bumping the mic. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Buy Me a Coffee. It pops up. I'm probably going to get a notification. My Alexa will tell me in about 5 minutes that I got one, because it's a little slow. And yeah, so big shout out to Larry, Home Rapid Repair, for dropping those coffees on me. I will be sustained with coffees in the coming week. Nice work. All right. SMA Sky says, I miss this. I need to set up my BMAC membership thingy and redo my Patreon as well. I had ChatGPT help me make an outline for them, but I just haven't set it up. Yeah. You know, you can change the buy me coffee to tea or books or whatever you want. Yeah. That's why it says cuppa. Let's buy me a cuppa, like a cup of tea. That's why it says bought 3 cuppa. So yeah, I could change that up, but that's what I did when I set it up. Now the other thing is on my buy me a coffee. I don't know if I got to it. Is those guides, and there's a couple of guides there that if you're a member, you'll find a members post on the channel. And then if you become a member on Buy Me a Coffee, it'll also give you the link where you can get access to some of the PDF guides for free as a member, because some of the PDF guides have price tags on them. They're not high price tags, but they're on there. But yeah, members can actually get access to some of those, or I think most of them, all of them for free. So you sign up, then you'll get a coupon code basically. The coupon code's built in. It'll come up in the welcome email on Buy Me a Coffee, I believe. And I do have posted in the community a little while back for those who are members on the YouTube side of things. If you ask for a tea over here, we'll assume you're a European. Definitely European or from the UK, because they like the tea, and that's why I like my tea, because you know I have that UK. I have that UK. What's that called? Heritage. Heritage is what I'm looking for. Here's Brent. Brent's back. Hit 85k subs on YouTube this week. Congratulations. Gunning for 100k in 2026. Yeah, I think you can do it. Do it right at the start of the year. So you know 15k in just under 12 months. I think that's doable for you. You should have the momentum there, being at 85k. Hopefully, I would expect. Some hotels have been using the basic TWA in the room, not even black tea. Some of the hotels I've been to, they have like the twinings in the single sort of tea bags in the little what are they called? The foil packs. So you'll get like an English breakfast, or you'll get a Earl Grey. You know, I'll drink either of those two. Then I have some herbal type ones, some herbal teas. You know, maybe something chamomile and lemon chamomile and different things. Maybe to soothe you down or whatever. I think out of all those, I think English breakfast is my favourite. I just drink regular black tea. I drink, you know, I'm here. When I want to be special, I'll drink the English breakfast. Clicking things here. So yeah, any more questions for me today? Because it's about time. I think it's about time we call.
It's the last call.
It's the last call, y'all. Last call means we can get towards the wrap up of the show, so it's your last chance to ask a question, make a comment before we do the wrapping up. Sometimes our last calls reinvigorate the stream and we go on a little bit longer, particularly when we don't have the heart out for Nemen Live. But as always, I have to. I'm contractually obligated to show that one. Brent says it is just a vanity number, but that check when you show up, in the chat, you know, there's an analogy in the men's locker room, but I won't say it here. That's true. And then you know, getting the 100k is nice because you get the silver play button, and you know, how can you say no to that? That's something you can hang on your wall. There's nothing in YouTube before that you can hang on your wall until you get the 100k silver play button. So get something to hang on your wall. So I'll put that up there. Ooh. One thing I was going to check that I didn't check was whether those updated search options are on the mobile app yet. So, because I haven't brought it up, let's bring it up. Let's get rid of last call for a second. It will disappear in a second. So what I'll do is I'll go to the search. I'll do the trains in Utah again, just because it's there. I click on the three dots at the top and do search filters at the bottom. And what do we got there? It's still the old list, so it must be based on channel. So yeah, it hasn't rolled out for me yet. Still the old search options on mobile as well as desktop in terms of the search updates. So the search updates, they're coming soon. Some people may find that they're getting rolled out, so some people may have them already. So yeah, one thing that I forgot we needed to look at earlier. So there we go. So yeah, let me know what you got coming up this week. Who's putting out a video? Anybody in tuber school? You're looking forward to classes this week? Let me know what is going on with you in the next 7 days before the next show. If you want to share, you don't have to share, but if you want to share, you can share. I'm looking to see what you got coming up. Have you got a video due come out on your channel or anything like that? Are you going to live stream this week? What do you got going on? 90% of the brands who reach out to me are scams. No one should be scammed in 2016. Screenshot the email, throw it in the AI of your choice, ask for red flags. Yeah, I get either stuff I'm not interested in, Amazon Marketplace resellers that want me to promote a product, and I don't do that. I don't promote because I do Amazon on the side. When I buy anything technical, it'll be useful for creators. That's why I got my Creator Tech Reviews channel. I upload it to Amazon, but I also put it on my Creator Tech Reviews channel because I'm like, well, this microphone that goes on my headset, that could be interesting. That's the Rode NTG 100 mic. That goes on my Rode NTG headphones. I've done videos on that. Post them on Amazon, get Amazon commissions for that, and also post them on the Creator Tech Reviews. The primary reason I do that is so people don't steal my videos on Amazon, post them on YouTube, and then put their affiliate links on it. If it's already on YouTube and they post their videos, it'll come up as a copyright match, and I will strike them down. Well, I'll tell them to remove it anyway. I usually give people seven days to remove. But yeah, anyway, that's my Amazon story. What's going on here? Haven't been in my YouTube studio for a while. My telescope needs some repair, so I haven't done any streams. A lot of fake sponsors out there. Got to be so careful. Yeah. Back to the fake sponsors. Yeah, I get like stuff I'm not interested in, stuff that's not a good fit for my content. Some people come in, and I'm starting to get a lot of AI tools. It's like, I don't know you from a bar of soap, bro. It's like if someone I know and I trust is building a tool for creators that might be like AI based or whatever, then I'll have a look. I'll have a look at it. There's a lot of tools out there that already sort of do things that I already promote. Like Opus Clip or 11 Labs or YouTube's banner, where they might have AI elements to them or whatever, but it's a tool for creators. But somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I've got a tool for creators." I'm like, "Well, I don't really know who you are." So, and then they're wanting me to make it. Can you make a video and we'll give you free access? It's like, I don't know if your tool's good. It's like maybe you should just get me just to check out your tool before I commit to making content. And getting like an affiliate commission off you. I've got to make a video for you, and all I'm getting is affiliate commission. Like, I'll only do that for tools that I know and trust. I'm not going to put anything out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, fake tools, fake ads, fake brand deals. You just got to be wise. Larry says we put out 1 to 2 videos every single week. Still don't know if shorts will have effort put into them. Yeah. Any streaming? I haven't had the time to make any videos. I need to make some time lapses of the sun from last year. Well, the old film backlog of things to do. Later this year, I may stop one business and go full time on YouTube. Then full length videos may jump to 5 per week. We will see. Wow. Hey, no worries. Hey, typos. Hey, I get typos in chat when I'm leaving comments all the time. So, you know, it happens. It happens. Yeah, I'm getting notifications popping up. People are publishing content. It's Saturday. People put videos out. Yeah, they're usually shorts. That's the thing. Depends who it is. I will probably watch them, but hey. That's all good. Any final thoughts or words or questions before we wrap things up? I'm about done. It's just gone 12 midnight, so we've been going for like an hour and a half now. That's a good run. That's a good run. It is now midnight local time, so, you know, I don't have to stay up for Niman Live. So, you know, I think I'm hungry. I want to go eat, and then I'll see what I can do from there. Tomorrow I am back on the edit for the video that I'm in the midst of editing. And so if I go to bed earlier, I will get up earlier to edit with a fresh mind. A fresh mind, you might say. It doesn't. I think we're done. I think we're out of here. Now, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Big shout out to members. Big shout out to subscribers, which is most people in the chat, because you basically, I think you have to be subscribed to chat. Is that the setting I've got on here? Do I have subscribed to chat on? I have no clue. I'm just looking now. No, that's not what I wanted. I didn't think so. It was sub-only mode. No way of checking. Maybe I just have to watch my own video on mobile to check that. Or do I? Oh, hang on. No, I can just go into the settings. And then go to customization. Yeah, you have to be a subscriber for 10 minutes to participate. Because I'm copying like the stream setup from previous streams. I don't remember. I'm not going through and checking boxes. I'm just like bringing them all over. Maybe updating, like today, updating the description a bit. So yes, chat as a subscriber. But subscribers and those who are lurkers that didn't want to press subscribe, that's okay. I hope you got value. Flash is here just as we're wrapping things up. It's good to see you. Good to see you. And no, Nick hasn't put out the Android app yet. I just thought I'd give you the heads up on that. No Niman Live today, just putting that out there in case people haven't heard. Nick is unwell. So hopefully they will be back for that next week. Hopefully he's feeling better so he can get back to teaching at tuber school and all that. But at least he can step in for some sessions there if needed. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. It was fun. Get back to the news. Hopefully YouTube's got more in store for us for the next week's show. And until then, I'll catch you later.
Don't go anywhere. Doug will be right back.